Hello. How are we all doing today? We're all doing well. Oh no! I forgot to fix the latency, so we're on super long latency today. There is literally no way for me to fix the latency. Short of starting the stream over, which I'm not willing to do. So yeah, it's gonna be a long time before... Yes, I forgot. A long time before I'm able to respond to stuff in chat annoyingly. Mr. Jingles, AS Farming TV, Cornish Guardian, how you doing today, dude? Ryan Wharton, VF, hello, Wyatt Morgan, and the Lost Gamer 2. How is everybody? With the super duper high latency. Because I'm an idiot and forgot to set it to super low latency. It's on what's regarded as normal, which is really, really, really high. I'm not restarting the stream just to fix it, so I can deal with long latency. Hopefully. If you look at what I usually do and you're wondering why there's no World Tour today, it's because I'm actually going to trial it over the weekend. Tomorrow and Sunday for sure will be World Tour, and Monday I'm kind of half planning a World Tour leg, but not 100% sure. I actually want to install some new planes as well, next plane tonight, as I purchased a few yesterday, and I think they'd be kind of fun to use for the upcoming legs. Well, 2 of the 3 upcoming legs. The third one is definitely going to be a jet. And nobody wants to talk because you all know it's super high latency. You're tired and going to be tired for next week. Why is this like Yanis? Why are you tired and going to be tired for the next week? Is it because you've not been sleeping well? Or is it because the goats are screeching or something? I don't know. What do goats do annoying things during the night like cats do? I'm not sure. In any case, plan for today is I want to finish this field, and I also want to get the hay ready. Kind of prioritizing this field because reasons of because. Then we'll start sorting the hay, then we'll figure out something else to do. If we get all of that done today, which I guess is possible. Field 1 I'm thinking of just course playing the harvest. Or the harvester at least. Prepping for 60 plus, go to arrival next Thursday. Thankfully goats don't scream in the night. How creepy would that be, Ennis? You're asleep and then suddenly you just hear this scream from a goat. In fact, they do. Hang on, yes, they do. It's just your goats don't. If you look up goats screaming like a man on YouTube, there are videos of goats screaming and sounding like people, and it's kind of creepy, but at the same time, quite fun. It's one of those things that is just, yeah, a thing. Something that I said in the video today that I'm just sticking with is Marwell is being sunsetted. I'm gonna start taking, or start finishing up Marwell, next week. Your scream just not in the night. So they're day screamers then. Let's do a pass on the hay while we're waiting for the combine to unload. Also, just because it's been annoying me all week, I'm gonna just turn down the volume master. I've gone the exact wrong way for this, but we'll just turn the volume master by Let's make it 20%. Just so that it'd be easier for me to talk over the in-game sounds, because I've noticed while editing videos that the in-game sounds at times can be quite high. You've seen the AS Terraforming? That is a brilliant video! Like animals screaming like people. It's somehow both creepy and hilarious. They're considerate goats? Yeah, actually, they are very considerate goats, because I mean, there's a million and one ways that goats could annoy you. And Yanis's shows seem to choose the daytime annoyance methods. Which are the less annoying of the annoyance methods, I guess. Unlike the cats that live in the back garden, which just annoy all the time. Oh my god. That said, I get my revenge by annoying them back. Right. Let's call that good for that bit of tedding, because the Russell Mash is ready to go again. Hey Chad! How are you doing today, dude? I've run out of coffee. This is a disaster. It is the end of the world. I will possibly make another coffee after the stream. Are we all looking forward to Easter? We're all looking forward to like giant chocolate eggs and stuff. Lots of chocolate, excessive amounts of chocolate. Because I mean, it is Chocolate Appreciation Weekend. You'd have cats screaming the night. Only sometimes. It's quite funny listening at literally any point, day or night, because some of the cats that live in the back garden here, they don't like each other. So you'll occasionally just hear screeching as they attack each other. Hanging in there, hope all's fairly good here. Got lovely weather today. My parents went out for a bit of a drive earlier, and they were saying, my dad was saying that it was, the car was saying it was like 21.5 degrees Celsius in Ireland in April on a bank holiday weekend, and there's no rain forecast. I'm anticipating like snow or something happening. Let me just check my phone here real quick, and I can tell you what temperature it's saying it is currently. It's saying it's like 20 degrees in April in Ireland. What are you doing? No, don't do that, you kid. You're not doing anything for Easter, only working? I mean, that's definitely a thing you can do for Easter. Oh, my phone is now saying it's 17 degrees, because it apparently... Yeah, it's 17 degrees. Which is, like, that's still nice and warm. That's a pleasantly warm temperature. And before Aussie Medic comes in and says, no, that's freezing, Dave. Australia counts that as freezing. To which I reply, Australia is made up of animals that only want to kill you, so Australia doesn't count as being a real place. On a serious note, though, yeah, lovely weather outside. I would have, like, mowed the lawns if they weren't mowed last week. They haven't grown much since, so there's no point in mowing something that's already about as short as it's going to get. I'm going to do 3 headland passes around this little island in the middle of the field, just so that it's kind of cut out of the way a bit, and so that I can continue down the planned pass. You're terrified about your exams, so you're watching this to rest your mind. You realize that exams aren't like as bad as you think. They're nowhere near as evil as people think. I dislike them because I don't think they're a fair way of measuring any sort of knowledge. Like, you might as well bring kids onto a quiz show and use that to test their knowledge, but because that's about what all exams do, is they just test you on what you know on one given day. I would much prefer to see schools moving towards... And this is, I guess, technically political, but what I'm talking about here, but it's something that I firmly believe and I think isn't all that controversial. I feel like schools should move towards more of a constant evaluation model of quote-unquote examinations, as opposed to a written exam at the end of the year, because with constant evaluation you at least figure out what people know on a consistent basis. With an exam, you just know that people can read correctly and learn like pre-prepared scripts, which really doesn't actually test anything. You've been sat on a mower all day, a little ride on. Very nice, Sam. I am tired. I've not been sleeping well like all week. I'm getting up at sane hours, but going to bed at insane hours, so it's kind of burning the candle at both ends. By my usual standards, I've been waking up at like 1 o'clock. Which is good, that's a vaguely human hour to wake up, but I'm going to bed at 6 AM. You did iCats. What are iCats? Are iCats like electronic cats made by Apple? That sounds like something Apple would release. U2s do tests. Yeah, it's not like it's lumping unnecessary stress on everybody, including the teachers, who, because they don't know how the exams work, will only teach what they need to teach for the exams. They don't teach actual knowledge, which is a big problem in my books. Got about 3 hours last night, don't know the weather. You find yourself at work wanting to go home and sleep. Yeah, I know that feeling. Like going somewhere and all you want to do is sleep. But you just power through it, and hey, I'll be able to sleep when I get home. Or when I'm done with this, or when thing is done, or whatever. You'll find a way to sort yourself out. You test every month, the big exam, bits of everything from the year, and exams change every year. See, that's a bit more of a better system, but I still don't like the exam idea. The idea, in-class assessment test. See, I much prefer the idea of... And this is really the, I guess, the scientist in me talking, and having gone through university and whatnot. I prefer the idea of, like, instead of end-of-year exams, doing, like, assignments to apply the knowledge. Like, you learn the basic principles in class, but then you gotta go and do extra research and stuff like that, so that you learn ways to apply it. And you learn far better that way. A lot of people learn a lot better by being able to apply what they're learning, because it grounds it. As opposed to just learn these lines because they'll be in the exam. Okay. I'm going to forget them the second the exam is over. Hey, Speculator Gaming. Can I do Forestry? No, I don't really enjoy Forestry minus. And in my experience of doing YouTube, it's not the most popular job in the world. I know there's a lot of people that love forestry, but not that many around this channel for sure. Way more relaxed practical tests. Yeah, I think applying the stuff that you I think applying the theories you learn in class are much more important than learning those theories in the first place. Good morning, Hayden. How are you doing today? Blage, hello. We're gonna use algebra? Surprisingly useful in the life sciences, Sam. I always hated algebra, and then I realized in college, in university, that a lot of like figuring out in microbiology and biology in general, you can boil down to algebra. Hello, Hodge. I've forgotten most of it, Yanis, yeah. There was no point in learning most of it. Irish R6, hello. 5 minutes out of bed. You lazy git. I mean, it's almost 5:30. Being forestry in the game. So do I, Minus. I meant forestry in the game as well. To those of you just joining, I'd like to apologize if I'm taking a little while to get around to comments. I have unintentionally left the latency on the stream as default, which is significantly longer latency than you guys are used to from me. So there's about a 30-second, if not more, delay between you guys saying something and it popping up on screen. You can test yourself by saying something in chat and like timing it yourself how long it takes to come up. It's usually 30 to 45 seconds with this latency setting. With my normal latency setting, it's closer to 7 to 15. Graduated high school 23 years ago. You constantly find yourself in dreams where you have to go back to high school. That is a nightmare. Yeah. That's not fun. You're into engineering. You will definitely need algebra for engineering, Sam. I am telling you that straight out. Engineering is a very, very heavily maths-based subject. So how are you going to find out the tensile strength of the bit of metal that you've just welded onto the other bit of metal? Chat is very off. Yeah, I've unintentionally left the latency wrong. Because I was kind of rushing to get the stream going, and it just slipped my mind to fix the latency. Even though it's part of my like pre-stream ritual, it just slipped my mind today. Which is annoying, because I've got to try and fill time when chat goes quiet, instead of just saying, hey guys, chat, and 7 seconds later, something appearing in chat. Oh, the trader's full. I believe, just direct selling this, wasn't I? Because the old price is good? Yes, at Hilltop. We're gonna do them angles. Yeah, engineering requires algebra. as much as you hate it, Sam, you'll need it. It is the heart of engineering. It's engineering is one of the few subjects that is, if you boil it down to its basic ingredients, pure maths. Hey Irish, good to see me back. Yeah, yesterday, not to go into all of the stuff that was going on, but there was a lot going on around the house, and some mild panic and stuff, so it wasn't appropriate for me to stream yesterday. For a few reasons. And of course, 2 days ago my internet crapped itself. I did fix it the night that it happened. It was just that my router needed resetting. But yesterday, between me doing work, which I'll be honest, I kind of put the housework off to allow space for something else going on. Which is why I didn't get to sit down at my PC yesterday until about 5:45. And even then, I sat down, did a small bit, and ran off again to do more stuff. but it wasn't appropriate for me to be sat streaming with everything going on. I see your last comment last night in the Planes Room Discord. Speaking of, Hayden, could you answer Eli's question? Because you know more about that kind of stuff than me. Because then I left a question in there and I don't know how to answer it. Maths is the core science. Every science there is involves maths. Even biology, because you got to work out bioburden loads and you know how much of X can we put into Y before it dies. In pharmacology, LD50, the dose, it's usually done by trial and error in mice, but the dose at which 50% of everything will die. And then that's regarded as the lethal dosage. For medical purposes. Have I got a chance to try out some of the horse equipment? No, not yet actually, Irish. I have the... I don't have it in... I've got it downloaded, but I don't think I've got it installed on this save. Because, again, I was rushing to get started today. Do I have it installed on this save? Oh, I do! Must have been Marvel I didn't activate it on. I am tempted to get, like, the... one of the cedars, because they're... like, the smallest one is 12 meters. The Certo 12 SC looks to be good. I don't know why you choose the Evo 12 375 over the 12 SC, but I guess you could. Oh, the 375 has no tail, okay. Sprayer and the seed tender are great. Everybody loves the sprayer and the seed tender. Maths is the most important subject. I'm actually quite bad at maths, believe it or not. I'm not very good at it. I just struggle at times with it. I can figure it out in my head usually, and if I struggle with it in my head, I'll usually write it down and try and figure it out from there. Pizza, pasta, mandolino. Alright, Agricoltore Veneto. Evo's direct seeder, yeah. Just go full send on the horseback. I'm not entirely sure what Agricoltore Veneto was at. Oh, this lag is terrible, because after I finished looking, VF, your message came up for me. Oh, that lag is horrifically bad. Turning circles on the cedars are great. Don't get on with them. Those are two sentences that don't go together. I'm sure you messed one of them up. One of your agro teachers told us, don't memorize things, just look it up on your phone. Yeah. Like in an open book exam, it's literally just have your phone out because there's no reason to use a book in 2019. Agricoltore Veneto is literally just saying Italian food. And I have no idea why. Although mandolino is actually a mandolin. So, Italian food and occasionally a musical instrument. Sprayer you got on Oakfield 17. I don't think I used the horse sprayer much. I used the seed tender quite significantly, and I do plan on using it again. But I don't think I used the seed tender too much. Or I don't think I used the sprayer too much even. See you, Sam! Now you can talk bad about me and I'll see it immediately, it's just that... Because I'm reading the live chat, so when you say something in chat I see it immediately, it's just that it doesn't pop up on screen until like 45 seconds later. Hi Ryan, how you doing today? Or how were you 45 seconds ago when I saw your message? Sprayer 19, you can turn off 4-wheel steer. Good! prefer... Actually, I prefer sprayers with four-wheel steer, as silly as it sounds. Hello, Steven. How were you 45 seconds ago when I saw your message? Oh dear, this lag is horrific and I apologize for it, and it's my own fault. It's like, I'm not even gonna say it's something YouTube's done. No, it's my own fault. I dislike how it's the default, but I should have changed it. The seed tender is just useful. Like, it's just useful if you're seeding, well, let's say, a field 2 on Oakfield sized field. You're eating fajitas. Very nice, Hodge. Phantom Cross, hello. If you're enjoying the stream and the 45-second delay between anything happening and you seeing it, feel free to hit the like button in 45 seconds. Feel free to subscribe as I make fun of myself for being an idiot. It's your birthday in 2 weeks? Very nice. It's, and I saw this, Paul. It's Paul's birthday tomorrow, isn't it? I'm not going to say how old you're turning, but it's your birthday tomorrow, Paul. If I remember correctly. Excuse me, AS Farming. I have many jobs and I'm setting up a stream. I just forgot the most important one. It is your birthday tomorrow. And Paul's turning officially old. So if he's in the World Tour stream tomorrow, make sure and tell him he's old. Yeah, see, 48, that is old. That is officially old. Fajitas is Spanish, pronounced fajitas. Hello, why? Why would you pronounce fajitas fajitas? That doesn't make any sense. It's spelled fajitas. Paul has you by 6 years. You're that. Wow! I didn't realize you were that old, Chad. Wow. 50 is old, not 48. Everything's old to a 28-year-old. Or 20. I'm not 28 yet. 27-year-old. 28 is old to a 27-year-old, and I don't want to be old. I didn't realize you were that old, Chad. The things that I learn. The J is an H is in the Spanish language. Why did they swap J and H, Jaden Jargle Road? This is my new question, Jaden Jargle Road. I'm never 27. I am 27. I turned 28 in August. You're 34. I think I forgot to change the link in the Discord command. Perhaps an Irish thing, pronouncing it like that? Possibly. Oh, I know something that is genuinely just a pronunciation used in Ireland is for the car brand Peugeot. Only in Ireland, and if you look up at any Irish Peugeot ads, you'll hear it pronounced Peugeot. In the UK, it's pronounced in the correct way, Peugeot. And obviously in France, it's pronounced correctly because it's a French brand. But in Ireland, it's pronounced Peugeot. And I have no idea why. It's just the accepted way that people say it. Forgot the Discord link fix. Yes, I did. Never rule out me forgetting something simple. Like fixing the latency before I start streaming, because you can't do that once the stream started. Which is why I just kind of accepted it when I realised and continued the stream regardless, because I'd literally have to start a new stream and send out new notifications and new everything, and that's just a hassle. Well, I kind of wish there was a button you could press to send out notifications for streams. YouTube, make it so. It's like Renault without the T's, it's on. Yeah, but everybody knows Renault's pronounced Renault. Fajitas is pronounced Fajitas. You will spam me in Discord. Why will you spam me in Discord? What have I done to deserve this punishment, Hayden? I spammed you last night, that's probably what I did to deserve it, actually. At least I didn't spam you the same thing that I spammed Faye and Landy. We got some slight rock going on in this chiptunes playlist, and I'm not entirely sure why. I'm also not complaining, because this is a quite nice riff going on. Just watched an Irish Peugeot ad. Oh, Simulator Gaming! You have lost your membership. I'll now need to edit the end of the stream screen. Which I think I need to do anyway, because I probably have forgotten somebody who became a member. I'm gonna finish the TED. No, I'm not. I'm gonna stop TEDing right here. Everyone calls it Fajitas. Fajitas doesn't sound like it's correct, Hodge. Fajitas just sounds wrong. Your membership is expired, Sim. It's been a month already. Sounds like a bit of rock music. Yeah, and and Ethereum on the chiptunes playlist. It shouldn't have. Interesting. When do I ever troll, Yanis? Good grief. I never troll. Not once. I'm offended that you even suggest that I'm trolling. Quesadilla. Fat cheetahs. I've heard from Simulate. Yes. I hope that answered your question correctly and satisfactorily. When do I not troll? That is a much better question. I troll? I don't troll. When do I troll? Every day! To be fair, I also occasionally become this really mature guy who brings up actual serious topics and talks about them in decent detail. Like the whole exams versus constant evaluation thing for schools. You gotta get a G29 first, then you become a member again. Have a look at the Sim genuine suggestion. Have a look at the Thrustmaster TMX to compare prices. If the Thrustmaster TMX is about the same price as the G29, that is a much better wheel to get. You'll get much more value for money with the TMX than you will with the G29. And it'll work with all the same games. Sometimes it's rolling 90 streams. Isn't a TMX Pro cheaper? If it is, that is the better wheel to get. You get far more value for money if you get a Thrustmaster at the same price. Because they're belt driven and therefore quieter. And actually have a slight bit more detail in the force feedback. Like when I'm mature and serious when nobody's around, and I need to mod places, like I did last night in Dagran's Discord. If you didn't notice, Hodge, where I didn't hand out a single warning, I just told people to stop it. Just walked around slapping people's wrists. Stop this shenanigans! It bloody worked, though. It did stop. My moderating method works. 21 subs to my goal. Nice! We gained a sub since I last streamed. Be the TMX Pro €60 cheaper. Yeah, that is... Yeah. Senior Gaming. Saving you money and getting you a better wheel at the same time. Check out the TMX Pro. Check out Thrustmaster's range. Because their wheels are slightly higher quality than Logitech's. As much as I love Logitech, Thrustmaster are the place to go for wheels. I'm enjoying, by the way, how the straw or the chopped straw spray on this is quite hammer work. I didn't use the hammer once. I didn't need to use it once. When people see me, of all people, actually moderating, they get scared because they realize they know that I hate doing it. They also don't know exactly how strict I am, or can be. Gap between the TMX and the Pro. Yeah, I mean, if there's a small gap between the TMX and the Pro is definitely the better one to get. Friendly reminder that I do know quite a lot about racing wheels. And not a lot about joysticks, even though I am... You did? Oh, did you have to use the hammer this morning, Hodge? What's the... what's the price difference then? I'm curious. T150 Pro. T150 is also a good wheel. Slightly older model, but again, it is belt driven. You don't need to spend a whole hell of a lot on a wheel to get a good one. I know where I can see the test sheet for mods, just current testing. If Yanis or Paul or Hayden want to do that, that'd be amazing. Hey Sylvan, last night? Oh, was that the thing we were talking about yesterday evening, Hodge? With the big long discussion in the admin room? Or was that something unrelated? Yeah, for a joystick for hardcore flight simming, listen to Hayden. For wheels, I'm a bit better with them. G29 is about £50 cheaper for you. And the G29 would be the better option. It's not as good as the TMX, but it is very good. Although, Sam, if you look at what Paul's saying, Amazon might be a place to look. Hello, Nathan. Are we up to 6930 fails on Metagrove yet? Because I feel like that'd be the correct number of fails for Metagrove to get before it releases. The impossible fail number. I didn't want to turn off the engine. Right, well that's going. Let's get this going. We can finish the tedding. It's going good. You looking at Amazon? Was the T150 sim, which isn't the TMX? Only 3 so far? I mean, you're doing well if there's only 3 so far. How's testing going for Oakfield? It failed testing, James. On, as I'd expected, materials. It sucks that I can predict what the fail is going to be, but it kind of doesn't as much when you know, or when you expect when a map's going into testing, oh, it's going to fail this time, but then next time it'll probably pass. But it does suck that there's an expected fail with every map, and Nathan's expecting multiple more fails. Really, Immortal? Yeah. The reason, and I should make this clear, the reason that maps usually fail on materials and why I always expect them to fail on materials is because that's something that can only be tested by sending it to Giants. It's not something that gets missed by a testing team or something the modder does intentionally that is a terrible idea or something Giants just use to victimize people. It is just like materials. There's no method by which you can test them outside of sending it to Giants. So when I say, oh, I expect this map to fail on materials, it's literally, yeah, seeing as it can't be tested, there's probably something going to be wrong with the materials, and you can't know until it's been through testing. I'm looking forward to Meadowgrove and Peterville, for that matter. Howdy, Glengar. Anything on seasons? Not much other than I wanted. James. We've got the fake crab rave going. The news that I'm aware of is weeds are getting tweaked, hay is getting tweaked. Obviously, base seasons features like seasons and snow and stuff will be there. But weeds are getting tweaked so they grow in patches instead of the entire way across the field. Hay is getting tweaked so that you potentially have to head it multiple times. I'm sure there's another few things that I just can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, Silver News. Silver did like a roundup of what's known. Don't we all want seasons? Yeah, Farm Sim is becoming a bit boring and samey for me at the moment. Even with 2 different maps, like it feels like I'm doing the same jobs all the time. This glorious bank holiday Friday. I'm in a good mood because it's beautifully sunny and warm, and I don't feel like I need my heater on to like justify the t-shirt. It is just the perfect, ideal temperature for me today. Hello, Antoine. Or should I say bonjour? Don't know much French, but I know bonjour. Yeah, you don't actually have to TED in seasons for grass, but it helps, obviously, like it does in real life. I would hope that they have a method by which you can ted multiple times as well, and like it speeds it up more, because the most efficient way to get hay is to ted 2 to 3 times. Hoping Hilltop Farm gets updated for 19. There's like a few maps that I'd like to see get converted, but I don't want to see them rushed. Like the worst kind of convert for me is the well, it works, let's just release it convert. The what I call the half-assed direct convert. Because it's just kind of like, there's nothing new there, it's just the same map, but with a new coat of paint on. Oxy has made a couple of changes to Oakfield, and with every convert he does, he kind of makes it a bit unique in its own way. He doesn't really half-ass anything anything ever. Can this fit in here? Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Challenging V3. No, I think Challengton at this point is dead and retired, and that's probably for the best, because Challengton was Oxy's first map, and it kind of showed in parts. There were a lot of rough edges that he'd basically want, you know, today, if he was to do a convert, he'd want to basically rebuild the map. So it wouldn't be the Challengton you'd know, it would be a near completely different map because of how Oxy does rebuilds. And you make sure it's 5 good days and take all 5 days. We're open bay on the 5th. Yeah, that makes, well, that sense makes for good dry bales. Cobra 19 ain't gonna happen, Ryan. Bullet Bill has effectively quit modding. Thornton V3, I think Thornton's been retired as well. Sandy Bay, I think he's planning on returning. I wish Bullet Bill didn't quit, because I was really looking forward to that complete from scratch rebuild of Cobra. Like, I was super excited for it, and it sucks that he's become a bit disillusioned with the game, and I guess to a certain extent the community as well. It sucks that that's happened, but that's the way things go sometimes. Challenging shows how far Oxy's come. Yeah, any of the old 15 maps show how far Oxy's come as a mapper. Sandy Bay is coming? Yes. What is the name of the server? The name of the server is Go Away. This isn't multiplayer. This map isn't even out yet. Shoo. Bullet Bill gave Oxy permission to convert Lone Oak, not Cobra. So there is a Bullet Bill map coming as a convert, but it's not Cobra. Then you go to come back. Now he's I would guess Immortal. He's probably done with public modding for good. He's still modding, but for FS17, for himself and his friends, because they, for one reason or another, are really unhappy with 19, and they just prefer 17. Hey, CD. See? I had to, that was a hey. He doesn't want to mod. Why didn't let all the other modders do all of them? Because even if he doesn't want to mod himself, he still has pride in what he did in the past. And the only person that can really match what he did in the past is Oxy. And can match his standards is Oxy. Which is why Oxy's got permission to convert Lone Oak but not Cobra, because even Bullet Bill himself wanted to redo Cobra from scratch. And that was the plan before he quit modding. Or quit public modding, I should say. So Cobra, even if somebody wanted to convert it, they wouldn't be allowed. When's the map coming out? Hopefully soon. With Easter weekend and all that kind of stuff, I'm kind of running under the assumption it won't be released next week. The Strike Party Anderson DLC. No, this is out in the Mod Hub, AS Farming. This is the fella. It's a good fella. It's a fella that fella's the fella. And it fellas well. Being gracious, to allow Lone to continue, he doesn't owe that to anybody, so kudos to him. Exactly! Like, I applaud him for... because he was very happy with Lone Oak. I applaud him with, for giving Oxy permission, because that was, in my eyes, one of the best American maps, if not the best American map that came out for Farm Sim. That is correct, VF. Here's the thing. There's nothing that stops somebody else from making Cobra Park Farm as a brand new map. From scratch, start with a blank map and you can make Cobra. You don't need Bo Bill's permission because the satellite imagery's there. You can even rename the map if you really wanted to. And, you know, there's nothing to stop you from doing that. As long as you don't use any of the stuff Bullet Bill made, or had made for Cobra, there's no reason that you can't make it yourself. Played 450 plus hours and, well, yeah, I mean, it was one of the best American maps. And as somebody who loves the American maps but barely plays them because there is just an unfortunate lack of interest from the YouTube community, Lone Oak really just... oh, it was beautiful. A lot, but it was on multiplayer. I mean, that... still... like, single-player multiplayer is still a lot at a time. To be applauded. No, they couldn't even convert it, GT. You'd need permission to convert it. And release it. And actually, I'm gonna be very honest and blunt. There is one item that, if it gets converted, I'll be asking some permissions about stuff. That will be the sole exemption and the exception to my no using dodgy sites rule. Because Landy was pointing it out to me last night that it's a possibility, and with go-aheads from the correct people, there is no reason that would stop me from using it. And it would be my sole exemption, my free pass. Fields are huge and anything. I mean, that's the way the farm is in real life. Couldn't get into Lone Oak for some reason. I could. It was a really good map. Like, it might be something that you just don't get on with American maps. The field shapes or sizes don't agree with you, and that's... yeah, that's a fair reason not to like it. Because it's personal, you know, it's just one of those things that no mapper can force you to like something if the fields just don't agree with you. Sandman was okay as a US map, but it lacked Frontiers realism. The problem that I had with South Mountain It being blunt, I'm gonna no. You'll find out when you find out. What happened to the West Coast? That's probably gone as well, Rupert. What was I talking about? South Mountain. The problem I had with South Mountain is it looked too cartoonish. The textures and use on that map were just... And it's just my own personal preference here. The textures didn't look as realistic as I like seeing on maps. And some of the models looked very basic as well. I just never grabbed my my interest as a map at all. Plus I heard on release there were a lot of problems. West Coast is dead as well, yeah. Lone Oak is the only one that has permissions to be converted. If you... Where simulate... Good question. He's doing a lot of stuff at the moment, Glengar. He's got a lot going on. He might be back soon, he might not be back at all. I don't exactly... He keeps saying he wants to come back to YouTube, but then he hears me complaining about some you know, dumb comments or dumb questions in chat, and he realizes, yeah, that's why a lot of YouTubers get burnt out and quit, because there are a lot of people who just ask really dumb questions all the time, and, you know, that's fair enough. If he comes back, he comes back. If he doesn't, he doesn't. That's, like, all I can really say. But there's a lot going on for him personally at the moment. Shane's Gaming Vlogs, hello. Just bear in mind that Sim does have a habit of going on these weird little hiatuses for months at a time. And then coming back and being Simulate and getting lots of subs and then going on another weird hiatus. Why don't I play Forza? I don't enjoy Forza. Don't question the fun ones. Only if they're asked once. If, like, somebody's trying to get one piece of information like, when's Oakfield coming out? And asking it 6 different ways to try and get a different answer. That's when they probably end up getting banned. Because, like, asking a question once and getting the answer is fine. Even if it's a dumb question. Like, as much as it annoys me, the dumb questions, I can sometimes see why they're asked. Hello, Joe, Mr. Silver News. But it's when somebody asks the same question 6 different ways to try and get a different answer out of me that I get really frustrated, and that anybody would get frustrated. RN, I can't answer that question simply because I'm not Bullet Bill and I don't know what his exact reasonings are. I've heard a lot of different reasonings over time. I don't know what his exact reasonings are. He, I know, isn't happy with how the lighting system is in 19, which I disagree with. He doesn't like how the sounds are, which I can kind of agree with. The sounds at times are dumb bordering bad. And there's a few other things that, like, all in-game stuff that he's just not happy with, and he doesn't feel like his maps would be as good in 19 as they were in the past. Will Oakfield come out before the end of the month? Please answer realistically. Well, we're at the 16th now, which means we've got about 2 weeks. I think, with some confidence, Oakfield should be out by the end of the month. Unless there's another, like, set of material failures that didn't get thrown up the first time. Oakfield, I think, should be out by the end of the month. Yeah, Useless Farmer's video on Bullet Bill kind of says a lot. You might notice that I'm disagreeing with a lot of stuff Bill said about FS19, and that's my prerogative. It's his prerogative to say it in the first place, and it's his opinions. But at the end of the day, I'm perfectly within my rights to say, I think he's wrong, and, you know, agree to disagree on it. Because I'm really liking 19. It's like I've said it's feeling a bit samey, and that's just because to me there's no challenge in the game at the moment. Even with the crowdsourced challenge, I feel like there's not much of a challenge because, you know, I need grass. Oh, well, I'll just go mow this field that's conveniently grown already. You have a terrible sense of humor. Yes, but you still got an answer. Even though you asked sarcastically, and it could be argued as a potentially dumb question, because you and I both know, Chad, that there's no telling what Giants testing will throw up. Farming Man, hello, and see you, Immortal. Thing is, AS Farming is the lighting. I'm going to agree with Bullet Bill and disagree at the same time. The base game lighting on the Giants maps, now that I've played on a couple of Oxy maps and seen his tweaks to the lighting, base game lighting isn't great. It does wash out a lot of the colour a lot of the time. But with the little tweaks that Oxy did to the lighting system, that's stunning. That's brilliance. It makes the entire game pop. And I know some people aren't happy with the the distance blur that is now in the game, and they're well within their rights to dislike it. I personally like it because you're not going to have perfect vision off 3 miles in the distance. There's going to be some haze that blurs it slightly, even in real life. Your eyes can only focus so far. But that season, there's not much of a challenge to farm sim, and it can get a bit boring and repetitive very quickly. I have no doubt that seasons will tweak the lighting again. And I have no doubt that seasons will be just insanity incarnate, because talking to Wopster and Giants Discord and knowing Rakin and kind of his thought processes, there's going to be a lot of challenge in seasons again. And hopefully some of the more wacky, weird, and wonderful ideas that were brought to them to Reasmus when Seasons was being developed initially might make it into Seasons 19. So get on with more. I still think the placeable system, I think everybody can agree, needs a lot of fixing. That's something that is just a non-controversy, is that the placeable system needs tweaking and needs to be improved, because it's clearly not working as intended. And the terraforming system that was brought in is a help. Will you stop, you absolute kid of a veil, stop! Oh, fine, roll across the bloody field then. The terraforming and placeable system both need tweaking. They're not perfect, but they're new. Giants will learn. Hey, and I mean on the ground, even on a hill. This coming from somebody who has climbed, who has been up mountains. You're not going to be able to see perfectly. From ground level. In the UK and Ireland for sure. They say your miles a must. I wouldn't say it is, because I don't use it. I get on perfectly fine with the placeable system. It's a good quality of life mod, I'm sure, but I wouldn't call it a necessity. That bale's going to the bottom hedge. Yeah, that's fine, I'll be... No, it's not. It's just stopped on one of the windrows for some reason. Bale just up and decided, I live here now. Okay, but I'm gonna need to be there in like 10 minutes time. You realize this, Bale, don't you? Yes, but I live here. But I'm going to need to literally drive through you. Yes, but I live here now. Place doesn't need a lot of work. Should be able to place things side by side, not 20 feet from one another. That's, I believe what the Place Anywhere mod fixes is you can put stuff a lot closer together. Personally, for me, when I'm placing stuff, I don't want to have it, like, right on top of one another. So I'm actually kind of fine with the dead zone giants put around stuff. And I said it's just a personal preference thing, like, I will... Actually, is now a good time to do it. Let's do it now. Let's do a bit of terraforming real quick. For that, I'm going to... Where's autosave? I need to turn autosave off and then save. Autosave interval... Yeah, let's turn that off. Save the game. Did I get the bale from the cowshed? No. Because I want to do some landscaping real quick. And the landscaping is going to happen in this field right here. I'm going to need the F1 help letting you up here. Come on. Change landscaping mode. There we go. Ground type is going to be... Yeah. Then I want a bigger radius. Am I happy with that as a texture? No. That pleases me more. That looks terrible. That's probably the right texture to use. So what I'm doing is I'm turning this field back into what it was in 17, which is a placeable area. With some very rough and ready tweaks to it. You gonna ruin Oxy's map? Do you know what? You say that, Chad, but it actually feels like this is intended as a... You know, it was a placeable area before and just repurposing it back to what it was originally. Problem is I can't do a nice blend. Can't do a nice blend of the textures into each other, so I'm just gonna make do with what I can. That'll do, and I want to put down a bit of mud here and there. That's not the right texture at all, is it? No. Is it you? Yes, it is you. Bit of this and a bit of actually a bit of mud as well, just a few dots. A couple of dots here as well. Right, and now I want to put in MISC a couple of greenhouses. Object collides with an object. No, you don't. You don't. actually kind of fine with putting you, like, over here. And then... sheds... Ah, I forgot to install the shed that I wanted. There we go. Gravel texture is best to use for yards. Yeah, and now we can turn autosave back on to 15 minutes. That costs 50 grand, good lord. Savings a whole lot faster on PC than console, yeah. And hello, HCK Army. Feels the water made a splash from dribbling through the puddles. You need more texture to switch on. I wish you could blend textures in game. Because I would much prefer to have that be a smooth transition from grass to gravel than what it is, which is just sudden gravel in the grass. Because in real life there is a bit of a transitional area where like some gravel got into the grass, some grass is going through the gravel. It'd be nice if there was that transitional area available, but unfortunately that's not the way that it works in Farm Sim. Hello Edward, how are you doing today? That's a nice bit of terraforming done, and I'm quite happy with the location of the greenhouses. They'll bring in some nice cash monies. And that's all they really intend to do, is just bring in a bit of cash. So that, number one, I can get rid of the manure that I'm going to be having. In fact, is Oakfield out? No, not yet. Tornado warning for, well, at least tornado hit states, West Virginia, it's county next to you. Ooh, farming man. Gonna get a bit windy potentially. Ah, we can also deal with this pallet of wool. Maybe you thought I was a clumsy driver, now's the time that I show off that I totally am. There we go. Okay, they can only stack 3 high because the front loader can't actually go any higher than that. Imagine Terraforming. Yeah, I mean, Giants are going to take notes. They're going to be taking notes on like what people like, what people don't, what can be improved on, what people think is perfect, and maybe could do with only a little tweak if there is one at all. You know, they're not going to just blindly go, oh well, terraforming's perfect, blah 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 blah. Do I drive in real life? No. Is that not blatantly obvious from the way I drive in Farm Sim? Let's get lines off because they're annoying. This livestock on your farm is the most sturdy building that's already survived. An EF3, which I have no idea what that is, farming man. Bear in mind I live in Ireland where tornadoes are not really a thing. They happen occasionally, but they're usually like Force 1. They're usually very small. If they hit at all, we don't have big, huge American-style tornadoes. Beautiful Dad. It is indeed Danny, who apparently got his N and Y on sale and decided to get 2 for the price of 1. Does Oakfield come to consoles? Yes. In fact, Oakfield coming to consoles is why it's been failing testing. Or why it failed testing, is materials are console-specific tests. if it wasn't coming to consoles, it would already be out. Which I'm sure will give some ammunition to the people who hate consoles, but for me, it's, you know, and for Oxy, it's, well, that would be made better like this. Force 3 Tornado. I have no idea about these Tornado Force grades, so. EF is a scale from 1 to 5 that shows the strength of Tornado. Yes, but what's the scale based on? Is it logarithmic? Is it linear? Is it, you know, doubling scale? Like with the, with earthquakes, the Richter scale, and it's not actually the Richter scale that's used anymore, but the scaling used for earthquakes is a logarithmic scale, so a force 1 earthquake is 10 times less powerful than a force 2 earthquake. You know, so... Or is it 100 times? No, it's 10 times, and then 2 is 10 times less than 3, and 3 is 10 times less than 4, and you might notice these 10 times lesses are building up. So, a Force 3 is 100 times more powerful than a Force 1 in terms of earthquakes. It's Friday and a long weekend. Liam is happy. Liam gets to Lion tomorrow morning. And time to deport consoles then. Yeah, it sometimes does weird things, and actually, Paul, there is a way to fix that. There is actually a hidden control that determines how far up or down the building goes, which is why sometimes if you put it on a perfectly flat surface, it will build a little hill around itself. Enhanced Fujita scale. Or is it Fujita? The F3 is wind speed 218 to 266. That's a brisk breeze. That's just a mild breeze. That's only what? 120 miles an hour? Maybe 130? The rear wheels on this are barely touching the ground, so it's just drifting like mad. And if you do want a drift tractor, because all you gotta do is put the silage blade onto the front of the Deutz Clearview and fill it with manure, it will drift for days. .136 to 165. Brisk breeze. But on the bright side, if you've just had your, you know, if you just washed your hair, you can just stand outside for 3 seconds and get your hair dried. Here we go, we're gonna drift back down to the place of the things, the greenhouses. We're gonna Ken block our way down. Skirt. Good way to prevent tire wear. It's a good way to transport stuff in style. Oh, that was a good one. I mean, it's all well and good transporting a straight line, but why do that when you can drift? Hello, Steve. How you doing today? You just joined us in the tractor drifting portion of the stream. As I've just discovered, this thing drifts like a madman if I put manure into the bucket. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at drifting. That passage is new. Yes, it's an improvement for 19. Allows you to get around the yard just a bit faster. Crab searing, no mods required. I'm doing good, Steve. Thank you very much for asking. Why take... here's a genuine question for you guys. Why take farm sim seriously if that involves no tractor drifting with manure being used as drift ballast? Like, farm sim without tractor drifting is hardly farm sim at all. I mean, you wouldn't see Daggerwin doing this. As much as I don't want to badmouth people, you'd never see Daggerwin doing tractor drifting. And as he said himself last night in one of the more hidden rooms in his Discord, I'm constantly causing mischief. Tractor drifting is just a small part of my mischief. Or mischief. Don't take farm sim seriously. I take it seriously enough to, like, not get 50-meter cultivators. But I also take it not seriously enough to tractor drift and to just see what ridiculous stuff I can get up to with realistic vehicles. You know, I do have a standard for mods, and I don't know, I'm not like one of these meme channels that gets the most ridiculous stuff and does ridiculous things. I just try and do realistic farming, but it ends up being memes anyway. Which I find is why I think it's more fun to do realistic memes than I built a farm on the side of a hill. Why? Because the game allows you to. But why did you? What logic did you use? The game allowed it. Yeah, but that. You know, do you just do that to be funny? Yes. So there's no actual reason you did it. No, not really. Oh, Hayden's getting breakfast. Realism is the key to sadness. Realism is the key to burnout in farm sim. Silliness is the key to having good fun. Alley whoop. Look at this wheelie, absolutely, completely unaided. Completely unaided wheelie in a tractor. Alright, back to bailing. I wonder if I put a big enough... Nah, I'm getting silly. I wonder if I put a big enough weight on the back of that Deutz, would it actually pop a wheelie? I'm gonna say it could. Is there not a rocket launch right now? In before spam of oh my god simulates alive. Is there a rocket launch right now? Let me check spaceflight now. Where's my spaceflight now tab gone? Spaceflight now tab? April... No, there's no launch until tomorrow, and even then it's Chinese. So, you won't hear about it if it fails. Seems to be a big delay. Yeah, I've accidentally set the delay, or the latency to normal instead of low latency. So there is about a 45-second delay as opposed to the usual 15. Which I both apologize for and cannot control today, unfortunately. I usually change a setting before I go live. I forgot to today. And as a result, the stream is, to regular viewers, quite latent and quite laggy. Not laggy, because it's giving YouTube more time to process it, but it's not what I like. Chat is now all hello simulate. Spamulate, will you be on the Team Speaks after the stream, or are you doing things? SpaceX has to be the most memed space agency. Yes, that's mainly because Elon Musk is a lunatic farming man. Like, no, nobody who doesn't like memes would ever come up with, let's land a rocket booster. Okay, that isn't something you should be able to do, Elon, but you can go ahead and try. Oh my god, he did it. Let's land 3! Elon, that's not something that's... Oh my god, he's done that too. Let's send a car to space. Elon, why are you doing... Oh god, the car's in space. It's latent, not laggy. Elon Musk is a meme. SpaceX is a meme. I mean, only meme lords would send a car to space. Let's build a giganto rocket. Elon, why are you doing this? Please stop. But I've built a little scale model of it already, and the nose cone broke a bit, so we're just going to ignore that for now and make it hop. Let's put FS19 in space. Let's put space in space! Let's put a motorbike in space. That wouldn't be a good... That actually, Paul, that would be a terrible test payload. Unless it was for a quite small rocket that only had a few hundred kilos of payload capacity. A motorbike would be a terrible test payload. Can I try doing speed? No, I don't think that'd be a good idea. As much as I enjoy doing silly things, Will, I think that's a bit beyond the silly. Let's build a colony on Mars. Yeah. The latest one, and this is from bloody NASA. A seagull just flew through in the latest. Yeah. Hang on. Need Coke. The latest SpaceX meme was actually thought up by NASA. Because they've realized that the SLS isn't really going to be ready anytime soon. So their latest great idea is let's put men on top of the Falcon Heavy. Because they figured out that they can... And I wish I was... I kind of wish I was making this up. They figured out they can do a moon landing if they launch the capsule planned for the SLS, the Space Launch System. If they put that on top of the Falcon Heavy, they can get to the moon. And have a bit left over. So in theory, SpaceX could have a moon landing in the next few years if Elon agrees to human rate the Falcon Heavy. Which he said in the past he doesn't want to do, but I think lots and lots of NASA money and a moon landing might change his mind. You're conveniently ignoring what Paul said because I don't think that's appropriate. As much as I agree, it doesn't necessarily make it appropriate. Nice to see the bales are completely staying still and not at all rolling around the field. I'm trying to horse pack. I've not had. I know that I'm in farm sim right now. I've not had an excuse to try the horse pack at all yet. Hopefully I'll get a go of it soon. I know Lanny's been using the seed tender. That's probably going to be the thing that I'll be using the most. I feel like Elon watches a lot of Scott Manley videos, Farming Man, yeah. And just see Scott doing something ridiculous and thinks, oh, that's something that I could definitely try. That said, it does work the other way around, because Scott Manley, I did spot, did a stream of him trying to put dragon wings onto the BFR last week after Elon jokingly suggested as a Game of Thrones joke. Not rolling, just moving. They're not rolling. They're not rolling. They're all completely stationary. It's actually the rotation of the map through map space is causing the bales to appear as if they're rolling down the field. In fact, they're completely stationary. It's the map that's moving. It's like how it looks like the sun's moving through the sky, but in reality it's the earth moving. Same logic, just with bales. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to actually bring down the bale stacker and figure out how many bales we got. Because I only want I only actually want 3 loads of bales. So let's get the New Holland on the front of the bale stackaroo. Because I just want, I want 3 lines of bales over there. I don't want much more. I have a feeling I know what Yanis is going to say. If it's what I think it's worth listening to, because it's important for you to know as a mod. If it's not what I think, then disregard. In fact, let me just check what was said in the admin room. The Stackinator 4000. Oh, plates, yeah. I'm actually just going to add to what Yanis said real quick. Everybody makes mistakes. And Paul, I think you didn't actually know the little tidbit that I just threw in. Something that most people do. There's a party in that corner of the field over there. The hell, there's like 10 bales down in that corner. I think we found where the bale bar is, good lord. They're on the corner getting drunk. Do you know what, the more that I use this stacker, the less I'm regretting doing round bales only on this map. Makes them a bit less painful to deal with. Even though they do continue to just roll off in random directions. You didn't know? Yeah. Most people don't, Paul. Is it a grass party? It seems like it. Not entirely sure what exactly is going on down here. Also, I'm just stopping whenever I grab a bale because I can't see where they are. Big admins are always setting you off. There's reasons, Hodge. As much as I like being, you know, Chaos Springer 9000, there are some things that I gotta be super duper serious with. For various various reasons. Slightly dying. And it looks like we'll just about have time to finish this trailer load before Landy goes live. I think that's all the bales out of the hedge. Hey Chris, how am I doing? I'm doing good. How are you, dude? Been a while since I can remember seeing you in a stream. I'm probably misremembering. Wouldn't surprise me. There shouldn't be one on the other side of the hedge. F4. There are no bales in the hedge. And none on the other side. Come on, New Holland. The dice did better than this, come on. Doing good? Good to hear, Chris. Oh, this poor New Holland is just... You can almost hear it screaming in agony. Hey, Rabbit Man, how you doing today, dude? Still there, Chad? Very nice. No two-wheeling this time? Yet. Oh, hello, bales that are hiding away in the hedge. You thought I wouldn't see you. Gotcha. No, I didn't get you. Ah, you're doing well at this hiding lark, I see. Trying to go incognito as bits of hedge. And in fact, they are bales. The person went, well, good to hear, Rabbit Man. I don't think I You might have told me, but I've forgotten if you did. I don't recall knowing that you even were scheduled to have one. Only 28 likes. Yeah, if you're enjoying the stream and the weirdness that is me complaining and having arguments with Bales, feel free to hit the like button. And also feel free to subscribe for that farm sim content. Although tomorrow and Sunday will not be farm sim content on the channel, I will be doing what I lovingly call the GA World Tour of Amazing Awesomeness, or just the GA World Tour in X-Plane. If you're wondering what that means, it's basically I'm flying small planes around the world. Tomorrow, I'm only kind of planning on one leg or one flight tomorrow. I might try and squeak in a second, but I want to try the new planes that I got recently. Gallstones, ooh, nasty. I want to try out the new planes, so I'll probably fly like a TB-20 tomorrow. And it's got a cruise speed of like 150 knots, so should be able to get a decent speed up. But it won't be anything like the King Air that I flew last week. Or on Monday, whenever that was. Come on. Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong, and there's going to be bales everywhere. Oh. The question now is, do I pick up the bales and try again? The answer is no, because I can't be bothered. Should fly to every airport and X-Plane. There's over 1,000 in the US alone, Farming Man. Several hundred in the UK. That's just an impossible task. I plan on flying to every country, where possible. There's some countries that just... There's one country that doesn't have an airport. That I'd like to hit, but I can't. I think it's a combination of, like, they're really nice detail, also they annoy the crap out of people. Did an Easter egg hunt and tell viewers where to look? Or pick viewers pick where to look? I mean, that would involve like several hours of setup, Stephen. Honestly, I ain't got the time for that. I ain't got the patience for that. A quick reminder, by the way, if you didn't see this morning's video, that you should totally watch it. And also that there won't be videos this weekend. I'm taking time off to, number one, test the new planes in X-Plane. And number two, play some Assassin's Creed Unity, because I've not actually had a chance to play that yet. And number three, just chill for myself and take some time, some me time, because I've been... That's something I've been kind of lacking lately. Do you remember Daggerman's Easter special bail hunt? I wonder, is that where you got the idea, Steve? Is there a Gulfstream G65? I don't have one, but I'm fairly sure you can get your hands on one somewhere. I've got a Gulfstream G4 that Hayden gave me very specific instructions to never ever use full throttle with. But I don't think there's a G65. Let me know when Landy's live, guys. He, in theory, is going live, although he forgot today was Good Friday, so... Things got a bit up in the air straight away last night when I pointed that out to him. A quick reminder that tomorrow and Sunday are both going to be flight sim streams, because it's a long weekend and I really like flight sim and I want to try doing like farm sim on the weekdays and then flight sim at the weekends. Just trial that as an idea. G650, it's trash. Well, there you go. Hayden is the resident plane expert. Is that the one, Hayden, that looks like it was modelled in SketchUp? Because I remember seeing... Is that the one that's on the store that looks like it was modelled in 2006? He's not streaming at all today, or just not right now? Because there's a distinct possibility he might not stream at all today. Now for Easter because of Cadbury's cream eggs. I'm fair. Oh, I can smell the fish from downstairs. It's fish and chips for dinner today because it's Good Friday. Obviously, it's a fish day. Yes, it is the one that looked like it was modeled in SketchUp into the... Yeah. I went through that entire... the shop of that... Like, you know, on the Explain store, Hayden? I know I'm not talking about FarmSim right now, but... Hayden won't be around over the weekend, so he won't be able to... At all post the community post about an hour ago. Oh. In which case, I'm gonna end very soon. I'm just gonna get to the end of this line and finish what I want to talk about with Hayden. I went through the entire, like, section from that developer on the store, and everything they make looks terrible. On planes, you know, some military C-130s. There is a payware C-130 out there. I don't know if it's any good. For Explain. That said, I have a payware quality DC-3 that is freeware. That I will be using in the GA World Tour, as stupid as it sounds. In fact, if I'm streaming on June 6th, I might do a D-Day anniversary special stream in Explain. Where I fly the DC-3 over Normandy. I think that'd be kind of cool, because I do have an army or an Army Air Force paint job for it. Should never put it up on the store. To be fair, our 4 labs are terrible as well. Considering I didn't actually get back to you about that, Hayden, last night. It's not that the plane has issues getting to 130 knots, it's that the engine explodes. Because to get to 130 knots in the 172, the Air Force Labs one, you actually have to increase the mix such that it overheats the engine and causes a failure. Which is possibly like more complicated to fix than what you thought. But I think now is as good a time as any to finish the stream. And for me to hop into Explain, I think, to do some testing of stuffs for the weekend. And to actually install the planes, most importantly. And start testing them, figure out procedures and whatnot. Because I do plan on using them the next couple of days. So that's definitely stuff that I need to prioritize. So I'll be back tomorrow with some Explain, and Sunday with some Explain. Next Farm Sim might be Monday, will definitely be Tuesday. In terms of videos, it'll definitely be Monday. So until then, hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe. Wait just a second. What do you want, random videos? Have you done something again? If you have enjoyed the stream, like and subscribe and stuff. I am kind of buying time for random videos to do whatever it is they wanted to do. Stream my testing. My testing is going to be very boring and me swearing at the plane a lot because it's just going to be me staring around the cabin and then doing, you know, a short flight and testing, you know, stall speeds and whatnot and seeing how it handles at low speed. That was a donation. Random, thank you very much for the €5 donation. Saying, have fun, Dave. We all love your content. Thank you very much, Random. It's very much appreciated. That's gonna do it for today, though, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.